Okay, so we're going to start with just a tiny bit of notes on combining like terms. I know you guys have done these before, so it's not going to be horrendous to remind you. What I'd like to do is copy some problems down, and we're just going to take a look at them. Example 1. Remember that like terms are terms that have exactly the same variable with exactly the same exponent. If it doesn't, it's not a like term. Remember that one way to really work on combining like terms effectively is to find all the ones with exactly the same variable. And the one that I see coming up front is the x, so I'm going to circle my x term. And I have another x term, but this is a negative 4x, so I'm going to take those and combine them. Okay? And then the last two, or the other two that aren't circled, those are constants, so we are going to combine those as well, separately. So remember, when we are doing this, I'm actually adding when I combine like terms. So this is 42 plus negative 4. Remember that they're on opposite sides, so they're going to fight. The positives are going to win, and there's going to be 38 positive x's left. As far as the blue ones, I've got negative 6, and I'm adding it to positive 2. They're going to fight because they're on opposite teams. The negatives are going to win, and there's going to be 4 negatives left. So our final answer for the first example after you combine like terms is 38x minus 4. That is your answer. You can't do anything else with it because the x's are x's and the constants are constants. Now we're going to move to a bigger problem. Sometimes the expressions, they could be any size or length, but as far as the procedure, it's all done the same. So let's copy this one down. 23 plus 5t plus 7y minus t minus y minus 27. So that's all of it. And what we're going to do is we are going to categorize them by like term. And I got a couple different colors here. I'm hoping that it works out for us to circle and underline, and we might do a box. So let's do circles first. So what I see is I'm looking just for variables, and I notice that I have a positive 5t. And over here, I've got a minus t. Now, I know that when there's no number in front, there's really a 1, so that's a minus 1t. So I'm going to put that down. That's going to 5t. I'm going to add this, negative 1, and get 4t. Pardon me, I had a tickle in my throat. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is I have y's. I have a 7y that's positive, and I've got another minus with a variable. This is a minus 1y, and we're going to combine those as well. So we've got 7y plus, and that's a negative 1y. And 7 plus negative 1 is going to give us a 6y. And then in our very last one, we've got our constants. A constant is a number without a variable, and I'm going to put those in a box. So I've got 23 in one box, and this is a negative 27 in the other box. So I have 23 plus negative 27. So the negatives are bigger, and that means that we're going to end up with more negatives. Take away the positives from the negatives, and we should have a negative 4. Let's take a look at our final answer. Final answer for example 2. 4t plus 6y minus 4. That is our answer. Now, you don't have to write all this out in all these separate steps. You can just do that in your head. I'm looking for this final answer that's in a cloud. I'm just showing you what it is that I'm doing to get to the answer so that you have a better idea when you do yours, that you'll have a procedure in mind to do. We've got one more example, and then it's time for you to do them on your own. Last one, 45 minus 90D minus 87 minus 9D plus 3 plus 7D. So this is a pretty long string, and we are going to kill it. We're going to make it happen. Let's start with our D terms. I'm going to circle negative 90D, negative 9D, and positive 7D. Now, they're all like terms, so what we're going to do is we are going to add them. Negative 90 plus negative 9 plus 7. Now, if I'm looking at this from a positive-negative perspective, what you should see is that we have negative 90 plus negative 9. They're on the same team, so they're going to get bigger. So this right here is going to give us negative 99D. Then we're going to add that to our 7D. And remember that there's a whole lot more negatives. So when these simplify out, we should end up with negative 92D. That's that part. Then we're going to take a look at the rest, and it looks like they're all constants. You've got 45 that's positive, 87 is negative, and 3 is positive. So I'm going to add 45 plus negative 87 plus 3. Now, addition is commutative, which means I can add in any order. So I'm going to collect all my positives together. So this is going to give me 48 positives, and I'm going to add negative 87 to that. Now, remember that when we have opposite signs, we're going to get the negatives are going to win because there's more, but they're going to take 48 of them away. And when we take 48 away from 87, it looks like we're going to get 39 negatives. So our final answer for this one, that's like, is negative 92D minus 39. Now you're going to be asked to do a couple on your own and check your answer with the video.